that was at the show last year
Hmm.
was the one that went to Alan and said, I wish you'd just do a seminar on what we're supposed to say when all they ask is how much. And Alan's like, okay, I could do that. And he did it. And I don't remember who it was that triggered that conversation.
It's
But
kind of like
but
what
but I
happened.
talked to that person Monday,
Okay.
and then I went to the seminar, and then Alan said the same story. Yeah, this is what happened. Last year I was at this show and someone said this, and I'm like, but I don't remember who it was that told me that. One of those quick hallway conversation moments, and it was gone.
That is exactly how my seminar, Be the Expert, was born.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Beaver and I, shout out to my boy Austin, we did a dual seminar, a two-part seminar, selling talent and sold talent, and then some guy, I can't even, was it Randy somebody? I forget his name, but he's out of San Diego. And it was so funny because, ironically enough, the next year, when I did the seminar specifically, not really for him, but was born out of
But
his,
based on, yeah.
based upon his suggestion, why don't you
Mm-hmm.
give a seminar where you just stuff we can immediately take home and apply like right away?
Okay.
He wasn't there the next year.
That's okay, because I was, and I took a lot of that stuff home and I
Uh,
applied it. Because I
try-
think the one that you guys did together the year before was the only year that I missed.
Probably,
I mean, since I started going, there was one year that I couldn't make it.
that was probably the year you missed because
Yeah.
that's how we met.
Yeah, we met at the Be the Expert.
Well, no,
one,
that's how we met.
leading up to it.
The Be the
Yeah.
Expert
Yes,
promotion was how we met.
yes, indeed. I know, and I love that Facebook just reminded us
Yeah,
of our anniversary.
2-year
of when we
anniversary.
met.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my present. Gitomer certified advisor
God.
Mitch Taylor.
And certified personality trainer Vickie Musni.
See, we're
And I'm
recording
going to
already.
share
You didn't
my
even know.
favorite present. I want everybody
Aw.
to get to see this. I love this. Mitch bought this for me when he was in Maine, and then gave it to me at the Las Vegas DJ show.
You're welcome.
And it sits on my desk, and I love it. But no, you talk about creating connections and just having people in your life that get you and get your sense of humor. And that meant a lot to me. You have no idea.
Yeah, take your
I mean, it
class.
was nice when you took a picture and texted it to me, because then I could just laugh with you. But when you handed it to me at the show a couple weeks later, I was like, oh.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So today we're going to talk about a little more recap of the Las Vegas DJ show. We only have 2 or 3 main shows out of the entire year that we get to be a part of here with disc jockey conferences and things like that. And there's a bunch of other regional shows that happen, and those are awesome too. I don't want to knock any of the regional shows whatsoever, because they definitely provide a need and fill a void for guys that maybe can't travel to Vegas.
Well, and they're a different experience.
They're a completely different experience.
It's different. Like when I went to ARMS and there were 100 people, you got to have conversations with everybody that was there.
Well, and our wedding and event professionals crew is upcoming. We're going to be able to hobnob and hang and not have to be, pulled in 20 different directions because, I got to go see this show and I have to go to that dinner and I have to.
Well, and you're not having to I had people saying, well, are you free for dinner? And I'm thinking there's only 3 nights that we're all there.
Right.
And one of them I'm in a workshop.
Right.
I'm like, how am I going to make this happen?
Yeah.
And you sound really snotty when you're like, I don't have time for this. So you're trying to squeeze in all of these coffees and lunches and dinners, and I can meet you for drinks after. But the cruise, that's just going to be great because you're just you're there.
You're there.
And you can just have conversations and hang out. And
they've got us trapped.
Yeah. We're going to be trapped on a boat together.
Where's Colonel Akbar? It's a trap! Star Wars reference, hashtag.
But no, I just thought it'd be fun since we're still kind of on that post-show high to talk a little bit more and particularly hit some of the sales stuff that was brought up at the show. And I know just schedule-wise it was weird because your workshop was one day and my seminar was before, and we weren't always able to attend the same things. But Alan did a fantastic seminar. and it was, what do I do when they say how much? And that's a common question, that we get asked in the sales for Event Pro format.
Yes.
I mean, you cover a lot of the specifics on some ideas to do that, in your book, but it comes up and everybody deals with it. And I just really appreciated the way he put together this seminar in response to someone saying, "This is what I need," and it had a lot of relevant stuff. But and there's something about his style and just his no nonsense. And he basically opened by saying, "Okay, there's only 4 ways to handle the pricing question. You have 4 options. Either you can tell them your price.
Yep.
If it is that simple.
Yep.
If you have, this is my price for a wedding, period. You can tell them. You can not tell them.
And
you can avoid the topic and risk pissing them off.
Yep.
In the name of, well, I'm trying to get a face-to-face. You can give a starting price.
Yep.
But most of us have experienced the other side of that, and we know that starting price is really not actually helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Or he says you can give a realistic price range.
Yep.
And I like that. And he basically said, if you're not sure how to do that, look at all of your contracts from last year, write down every single event, throw out the lowest price and the highest price, because you did have that, that one Tuesday in March where you weren't booked and you did it, a job for a really low price, and that's not your norm. And you had that, really unbelievably great deal and somebody that just booked absolutely everything they could think of and then some, and that's truly not your norm.
Right.
Then you've got your range, and then say, and this is my range is from here to, my typical range is here to here, with most people falling at this amount, so that they are prepared. They know that they've got options, on both ends of the scale. But okay, most people are doing this, and I just love the way he simplifies it. These are your options, and then obviously he goes into, a lot more good advice and specifics on how to handle it. And then Darnyelle talks about
back up to Alan though, because I wasn't
Yeah.
there. I was busy setting up our booth, I think, at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But did he cover it from a standpoint of how to specifically, you present your range, which is his recommended method, but what if they don't know what they're getting for that dollar amount?
Mm-hmm.
Did he cover that?
Yes, and he talked about it more from a marketing standpoint, and he had some really good things. Like, he reminded people to, when you're creating your marketing and they're on your website and they're looking for information, to make sure that you're not listing services, that you're listing outcomes.
Yes.
And I thought that's just another way of saying things that I've heard said differently, but it makes sense. It's that whole features versus benefits kind of thing.
It does make sense. I would say be careful with getting too cutesy.
No, and he doesn't do that.
Okay.
But he had some, and then he shared some specific examples from people, I think, that were in the room.
Sure.
And pages from their website where they had things like a packed dance floor, happy guests.
Yes.
Things like that. Music that enhances your wedding vibe. Someone who will listen to your ideas.
Gotcha.
And those type of things, pointing out that what you provide.
So speaking in outcomes, not necessarily putting in the
so
title of your page is
focus.
Gotcha.
Yes, but putting the focus there on and the text that you have. And then he also talked about, if you're not sure how to get your copy, you look at the reviews that you've received and just pull out a sentence from each review and bullet point those on your page, still quoting, who they're from. And he said, go ahead and even leave the city in, if it's a different city or town, that you worked in your market, if it covers more than one, because those keywords just end up helping. So that was a little nugget, was leave those in.
And that's also how to find your target client.
Mm-hmm.
Go back into those reviews that you've got and find out, who is the best client that you loved working for, and what do they say about you? And then go back and look at their forms and now see, okay, where do they go to work? Where do they go to school? What are their hobbies? If you have some of these questions on your planning forms, now you're able to get a little bit deeper insight in regards to who they are, what they do for work, where they go, where they hang out, where they socialize, and now you're able to kind of a little bit more target market to those entities and those places they reside and live and breathe.
And when he talks about finding out about those people and looking at what they're saying about you, he said something that really stuck out to me.
Okay.
Your brand is defined by the words that your customers use when they talk about you.
Yes.
You don't get to define your brand.
No, you don't.
And I think that's interesting because we're often, told, oh, well, you have to, decide what your brand is and that's how you market. But it's the reverse is reality.
Well,
it's.
I guess
yes,
I
you
would.
can help. You can kind of present who you are. You would hope, but those
You can
words that
shape
other
it.
people are using.
You can shape it all you want. Like when I started Tailored Weddings, obviously the play on words was not lost, but then also that's pretty much what we specifically did was customize, personalize events to clients' needs, tailor it to them. And so,
but if you weren't doing that, even if that was your goal and that wasn't what was happening, you could say this is what you do.
right.
But if that wasn't really playing out in reality,
Exactly.
Testimonials wouldn't back it up.
Exactly.
So I think, it's.
And but here's the beautiful part. When you work a plan like that, and then your clients come back and they say the same things you're trying to work for, now you know that you're on the right path. You've got consistency. Your marketing is congruent. It's not schizophrenic. It's exactly where you want to be. And you just need to now get more and try to evolve that process. What can you do? It's like what I said. I forget what seminar it was now. But fast is never fast enough. Good is never good enough. You need to always be evolving your product, your service to meet the demands. This is from Harry Beckwith, I'm pretty sure, is that statement from fast is never fast, good is never good enough, that you constantly need to be evolving that and growing your business, growing your brand.
Yeah, but I just thought his way of handling the topic was good. And it matched up pretty well with other things that I hear, from you and other sales experts that I respect.
Al and I are similar. I'm not going to say we're not. In fact, he congratulated me on the book and said he was actually writing his sales book.
Some of the other things that he said that kind of echoed what I hear you teach, but just made sense is that you need to choose to be the easiest solution.
Yes.
Make it easy for people to do business with you. And it's so simple. But sometimes we make it too complicated. We have so many options and so many add-ons and, upselling and just make it easy for people.
3 options at max. Let them pick and choose. Find out what their needs are. And then again, the whole point, I think Darnyelle said this too, as I saw your notes in Sales for Event Pros. But I think the biggest thing is, and Mark Farrell said this back in Getting What You're Worth as well, from a standpoint of you need to position it so that you are the only solution left available. And that's not exactly how Mark said it, but right.
Yeah.
Your note specifically was lead the client through a process that leads them to the conclusion that you are the only solution.
Yep, that's Darnyelle.
Yeah, Darnyelle. Yep.
And I sat there going, you would love this because it's just a different way. Obviously she's got her own personality,
absolutely,
which I loved. She was just so fun on stage, and just her sense of humor. You love it. You'll have to watch the video.
Cool.
She's fantastic. But yeah, it's different ways of presenting the same thing. And I know this. I experienced this firsthand as a personality trainer. I'm teaching material to people that literally has been around since 400 BC. And any other personality trainer that you listen to or personality tests that you take or books you read, pretty much all of them can trace back to ancient Greece.
Right.
So the only difference is how it's presented.
Yes.
And how they walk you through the process to make it applicable. And so sometimes I just think it's good to hear things differently.
Well,
am I offended when someone takes a disc profile? Of course not.
No.
You know, it's a good test. You can learn a lot.
Absolutely.
Is it the one I teach? No. But that's fine. It doesn't mean it's not good information.
It's the same thing in the sales world. It's like if you learn from Port, if you learn from Gitomer, if you learn from Darnyelle, it doesn't matter who you're learning from as long as you're learning.
Yep.
As long as you're growing. And if you like what I teach and if you like the way I position it and spin it for an event pro with what Gitomer is teaching, then awesome. I'm happy to work with you because, and I think that's the difference, that I take these concepts and then spin it to what we deal with on a regular basis, week in and week out, versus you're trying to take that connection from it and be like, yeah, but I don't know how it applies. You know, this is the application part of it.
Well, and Darnyelle, I mean, you talk about someone who's not in our industry, but really did her homework before presenting to our group. Cool. I was impressed by that. You could tell this was not just, I'm going to give the same keynote presentation that I give to every other group I speak to. It was for that show. And one of the things she said that I absolutely loved, she said, don't be a DJ, be a problem solver.
Mm-hmm.
And that just echoes the sales is solutions, you know, and you know, and Alan said something very similar too. And my notes are they're all mixed up.
Well, I love something she said too here.
It's a mindset. It's the taking care of the client. And I think that goes back to what we talked about on the last episode.
Yes.
You know, that your buddy that you met that gets nervous about making a sale.
Yeah.
You've got to go through that shift. And it's not about me making a sale. It's about helping this person find a solution.
Absolutely.
Have a problem. They're planning a big event that they've never planned before.
Right.
With a bigger budget than anything they've ever dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
They have all this pressure to entertain their closest family and friends, and they have no idea what they even need. Yes, we can provide a solution.
Yeah, they get engaged, the rock's in their finger, they're all excited, they start booking things willy-nilly, and all of a sudden, holy crap. What am I going to do?
Well, and the dollar signs are just adding up, but they have no direction, they have no experience in prioritizing it.
You are the direction, you help bring things to focus, and help give them a 30,000-foot view of their wedding reception, of their event. Because without you providing that direction, that help, then she's just aimlessly booking stuff, and who's going to pull it all together? Not going to be her. And if it is her, that's okay. Not every event needs you. Not every event does. But if she's looking for someone to help fill that need, if she's looking for someone to take responsibility for the success of their event, then you can be that guy. Something that Darnyelle said was, you need X, Y, and Z. Would you like my help? Can I show you some options?
Yeah, just simple phrasing like that.
Well, Gitomer's been saying this for a long time. Be friendly first. Mm-hmm. It's something we emphasize in the Little Black Book of Connections workshop. Creating connections, Little Black Book of Connections.
But it's something subtle when you get people's permission.
Yes.
It's not like, okay, I've got to close this deal. I'm going to present the pitch. It's like you know what? You've got an issue here, and I've got some solutions. Can I offer you some advice?
Yeah.
And then when they say yes, then you say, I think this package, my middle one, whatever it is, whatever you call it, the silver package B, I think this is really the one that's going to fit your needs.
I tell clients all the time, look, I'm not into giving you something you don't need. If you got 50 people, you're having an outdoor ceremony, you probably don't need microphones. There's a venue here locally, it's got 40 people in a room. You don't need microphones. I'm not into giving you overkill. It's not. That's not who we are. It's not taking care of the client. It's doing them a disservice, not a service.
She said something else. Oh, I can't find it right now. Was it done?
So my point again, I think, is that if you miss this, we still have an opportunity here. The opportunity is you can go and get it from the website. You can go purchase the Las Vegas DJ show videos on the website.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't done that, I would encourage you to do so. Go to adja.org, and I'm sure you can find links, or LasVegasDJShow.com. I'm sure you can find links of where you can purchase the content.
And look up the individual presenters.
Yes.
These weren't people like Drex didn't like put all of our names in a hat and like pull them out and okay, these are the people that are going to be presenting this year. I mean, there was a lot of thought put into how we created the overall program and bringing in people, like Michael Buffer and like Darnyelle. But go to their individual websites and look at what they have to offer. Look at their product offerings, their books, their resources, their audio trainings, whatever it is, and find the deliverer that you identify with.
Find
a lot of people.
Find the conduit.
With a great message.
You're the conduit, and you got to find the right conduit for you. And that may not be me, and it may not be Vickie, and it may not be Darnyelle, and it might be KC, it might be Randy, it might be Mark Farrell, it might be Bill Herman, it might be somebody completely different outside of this industry. Yep. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're working to improve yourself and trying to get better in the facets that you need to get better in business and to make stronger connections, awesome. That's what it's about.
Well said, my friend. Well said.
That's what it's about. So please join us. We're going to be cruising.
Yes, I can't wait.
Wedding and Event Professionals Cruise coming up in we are almost 2 months.
2 months away.
Holy crap. We are at, I better start packing. I better start working out. That's what I got to start. You know how much weight I gain on a cruise? Warm chocolate melting cake. 4 words for you right there. You ever had warm chocolate melting cake?
Oh, yeah. Probably not as many as you, but...
You're right about that. What are you saying?
That you used to work for Carnival, that's all.
Yeah, but we didn't...
You've been on more cruises than I have.
Yeah, but we didn't eat... That was always the running joke. Do you eat the same food as we do? Yeah, so leave more on your plate next time. I didn't have hardly any warm chocolate melting cake when I worked on board. It was always that was as a guest kind of thing. But anywho, join us in Albany as well, upcoming in November 2nd and 3rd. What are you presenting in Albany?
I'm doing
See, I just put her on
seminars.
The spot. She doesn't even know.
Like, which show? What am I doing with that one? I'm doing 2 seminars on the first day. One will be more sales emphasis, and one will be networking focus.
Got it.
And then the next day, I'll be doing a 3-hour morning workshop, which is where people will have the chance to do the more interactive stuff that I do, where we'll do the personality analysis of all the Avengers. And then we really talk about the application. So what does this look like? How does this play out in specific facets of my business in regard to hiring, organization, staffing?
And I will be presenting, I believe, Be the Expert and also Creative Consultations Reloaded. Actually, no, I take that back. Be the Expert is on the Wedding Event Professionals Cruise. We're presenting...
We can't keep them
We're presenting Roar in Albany and Creative Consultations
right.
Reloaded. So we're doing both seminars in Albany, and then the Wedding and Event Professionals Cruise gets Be the Expert, which is going to be awesome.
And then do you know which workshop you're doing in Albany?
We are doing the Little Black Book of Connections, I believe.
Okay, cool.
Yep. It was either that or a half day of Sales of Solutions, and
that's a lot for a half day.
You could do Sales of Solutions in a half day, yeah. But we will be debuting a new sales workshop at Mobile Beat.
Fun.
I'm not debuting, but maybe. Depends. We'll see.
Can't wait.
Looking forward to it. Thank you for joining us for episode 28. Gitomer Certified Advisor Mitch Taylor.
Certified Personality Trainer Vickie Musni.
We will see you next time.
Bye.